Hello my crafty friends, welcome back to my crafting world. It's Creative Chez here with you today. Again, I'm late to the party on everything, been so busy it's not funny. Haven't forgotten about you people. I am going to give you the Surprise Creation die release. So let's get going. The first die is this one here, which is a very cool memory decks box. Now, I don't necessarily do memory decks cards, but they are a thing for most crafters these days. So this die here is quite large. I could not fit it in the Sizzix machine, so if you do not have a large cutting machine, I don't recommend it. But if you have a large enough cutting machine, then I do recommend it, like the Sizzix Pro or the Spellbinders machine. They'll fit in there no problem, but you won't fit it through the normal standard Sizzix Big Shot. So that's just a word for you. So there's the box die there. It comes with a little thing. It's supposed to be a drawer actually. So like many people, they made it into a drawer. Now I cut it out and this basically is how it ends up. So it's quite a nice size. Obviously it fits your memory decks cards. And this here is the little frame that sits on the top to give you a label. Well, I try to use things differently, so I did. So this is what I did with it. I've cut it out, as you can see. Right, out of good quality card. Then what I've done is I'm going to turn it into a book card. So I've got my card base there, and obviously the box will sit inside there, and I'll put a little diorama or something in here, as you know I love to do with my shadow box cards, and then obviously it closes over and you can have a front cover for it. So there's another idea of how you can use these kinds of dies. I like to think outside of the box for some of these things, because sometimes a die is wholeheartedly worth buying, but people won't buy it because they don't really know how to use it or how they can use it. So to put something in my stash, I have a few rules. I like to know that I can use it any more than 3 times. It's got to be useful to the point where it's not going to sit in my stash for ages and do nothing. So there you have it. So this one, I'm going to make it into a book card. So that's another thing you can do. Otherwise, you can leave it as a memory decks card holder, or you can make a lid for it. I did make a lid. I cannot find it anywhere to show you, but I basically made the box and then I made an acetate lid, and you could just use it as a gift box. So there's a few things you could do with it. So there's that one there. Next, I've got these beautiful windmill dies, which remind me of Amsterdam. Obviously, these are Nicole Silhouette dies, and being that she's obviously Dutch, she's put these ones in. They're quite cute. They come in 2 sizes, so you've got a taller one and a shorter one. Very cute. So there's the die there. Not for everybody, but this is what I've done with it. I've made a happy retirement card utilising the die and just happy retirement, and put a base. So that's what I've done with it. They're very cute, and you can paper piece them out, which is what I've done. You can actually make the things rotate and spin like I've done. All I've done is just put a brad in the center of the windmill fan, and that's it. There's your sample. So windmill dies. There's that. Next, I got this lovely planner die. I quite like the shape and style of this one here. It's obviously got a label and an insert for the label. You can use these in your card making without having to make a planner page. You can make it into a planner page. You could even turn these planner style dies into albums quite easily. So there's the die. It comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. Quite nice, good size. So there's that one there. This is how it cuts out. So there's your top piece, which I made into a card base, as you can see. So there's that one. So you can make them into card bases. Here is the second layer. So you just layer them up. So that's that. And then basically I'm using just the 3rd layer here, and you can just make it into a card. like that. So basically what I did was I did just that. I've turned it into a card. So there is my card. Let me know if you like the samples. Sort of not in the Christmas theme, but in the Christmas theme, given that they're October, November and December dies I'll be using. So there's that. I love this page here. It's very cute. Mittens, warm hands, and friends, warm hearts. So there you have it. I've turned it into a card. Okay. Next, again, you have this little pocket die, which is a memory decks die. You could use it as a, you could make it into a mini album if you wanted to, given that you've got these parts here. It comes in 3 pieces. Obviously, you've got your base, which is your memory decks piece. Oh, sorry, your planner piece. Then you've got an insert, and then you've got this lovely die here, which you could use by itself also, just punch into a card. Obviously, the only thing that cuts out on this would be the actual little hearts. So you'd put it on your card this way up, and then it would just cut little hearts into the base of the card. So there's that. It's quite cute. Quite like it. This is what I did with it. So I've made a memory decks page, and I've used it how it's supposed to be used, and I've made it into a pocket so you can put something into the pocket. So basically you can just stash things into the pocket. So there you have it. It's a pocket. So I think it's designed to be a pocket. And as I said, this lovely die by itself would look lovely. It just cuts out the heart pieces, and then you could back it with anything you like. So that's always nice. So there's that. Next is this lovely Starburst die. It has 7 pieces, obviously in varying sizes. It also has some lovely stitching detail. I love dies when they put stitching detail on things, or some detail into them, because otherwise they look quite bland and boring, and who wants a bland and boring die? So, so there you have it, a Starburst die set. Very cute. This is what I did with it. Sticking with the Christmas theme, aren't I? So here I've used it as a background. I've put in a tree, which I've made 3D, as you can see, very small, and then added the words Merry Christmas. And I've added lots of colour because the actual tag, believe it or not, it was an old Christmas tag I had, had a lot of colour, so I chose some colours out of that and made the card. Quite easy, but you could use it for anything. So there's that, Starburst dies, and there's your sample. Oops, all the dies are falling off the cards here. Right, there's this one here, a slimline die. Obviously this is your card, but you can use it to make an envelope or a card base for your slimline card. Then you've got the actual base for the card, which has got some lovely stitching on the inside. Then you have this die here, which makes holes or little circles into your cut. And then you have, I guess these are like postage stamp kind of things, and these ones are corners. Now I didn't use those in my sample, but I will show you what I did do with my sample. There you are. Here's my sample. Yes, I know, Christmassy. So basically the middle die there just cuts circles into your paper. It's not designed to cut out edges or anything else. It's just designed to cut the circles out of the card. There's your stitched, whoops, there's your stitched edge around the secondary piece, and I've made the card using the actual first piece of the dies. So there's my card. Hopefully you're enjoying some of these samples. They always make some really nice designs, I must say, and as slim lines are very popular right now, I'm going to assume that there'll be more of them and more designs involved with them, so keep them coming. So there's that one there. Hope you like the sample. Next I got this lovely Kite die. Obviously you've got you can make the die this into a shaker if you should wish. You've got the card the kite strings. You've got the kites themselves plus the borderings. You've got this little piece here, which, you know, can add a bit of texture or whatnot to the inside of one of these kites, that sort of thing. This one here is the butterfly insert for the butterfly down here, which I thought was really thoughtful. So you could make in 3D. These here are the little bows that you find on the edge of your string, should you have a kite with that sort of thing on there. So there is the Kite Die, very cute. So there's that. And here is my sample. Hopefully you like it. So basically, I made the kite, and I had the insert of this heart one here. I've placed it back in, made it 3D, added the little bows onto the string, and added it to the little boy, and added the word "you are loved." So there's the sample, Kite Die sample. There we are. Next, got this lovely die here, which has a star border, if you can see. I don't know if you can see that. I've left some card in there. So it comes in several pieces. So you've got an outside here, which will cut out everything. And then you've got a inside die, which will just cut in there. And then they go down in varying sizes. You also get the internal piece has some stars in the corners. And then you get some stars as extras for the die. So it's very versatile die. So there's that. Just to show you what I've done is I was making a box card and I've cut out the centerpiece using the largest of these dies. So that was that there. And there is the largest of those dies. If you can see, I've used the first die and the second die together to create this page here, which then sits in the center of this, well, was going to be a box card, but I hadn't finished it. So there's the dies and there's the actual die there. So just to show you what I've done with it, I've done and made a card. So again, I've cut the frame section out, the big one. Then I've used the cut that I made and placed it back in behind some white cardstock. Added a feature using another one of the dies and just added a sentiment. So hopefully you like that. So there's that. Okay, last two dies is this lovely fireworks burst dies with some stars. So there's this one here which says Happy New Year here in a shadow. Then you've got other shadows for the happy and the new and the year, and then you actually have the word, which is separate, so you can use all of the letters as well. So there's that. Very versatile die, this one. So there's the two dies together. Not sticking to my card because I've taken them off multiple times. So there's those two dies there, and this is what I made with it. I'm sorry if there's a bit of glare from the actual card that I've used and the glitter paper, but I've used it to make a Happy New Year card. So I've put it on a black base. I've gone back in with black lettering. I've used the same colours of swirl that are in the paper that I've used. I thought it came out quite cute, really. So there you have it. Happy New Year and the fireworks bursts all in one card. I like to use dies, multiple dies on my cards, in case you haven't noticed. The more dies I can use on one card, the more useful the die becomes, and the more often it stays out of the box and on the table for use. So there is this one here, and of course you could use the happy, the new and the year for any other type of card. You know, you could have that happy and then add another birthday die underneath, because you can use different types of fonts together. So there's that one there. There's the sample, Happy New Year. There's the two dies. That there concludes the Surprise Creations November die haul with samples for you. Next up will be December. I'm so behind, it's not funny. So there are those. I'd like to say thank you for liking, subscribing, making comments, I'm so sorry it's been taking so long. I'm just so busy, as everyone obviously will be too. I would like to thank everybody for watching and hope that everybody is having a great start to the new year thus far. I will see you in the next video, but before then, I would like to shout out to a couple of people. My first shout out goes to a lady called Elizabeth Hurd. I'd like to say a happy day to Ruth James in Australia. She's had an operation and she sounded a bit down when I spoke to her last. So hopefully, Ruthie, you're doing okay and everything's going well for you since your operation. And the last lady, of course, is a lady called Sandy Strickland. So hello, ladies. Welcome. Thank you for your comments. I really do appreciate my subbies. I'd like to thank you for hanging in there with me, even though sometimes the videos are quite large in gap and in number. But that's just the way it is when you work full-time and you're trying to craft also. And life does get busy for everybody, not just me. So with that in mind, I'd like to thank you again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, make comments. Click the notification bell if you'd like to be notified when videos come out, so you don't have to guess or wait. And I'd just like to say thank you again. Hopefully everybody has a lovely day. Keep crafting, and bye for now.